Alright, well that's Princess taken care of. Let's drink a little bit and get our mana back. We start fighting some of these humans. And hope that the drop rate on their red cloth is not too awful. Pretty awful so far. At least they don't really seem to run away. There we go, there's one.
I need to get closer.
No, we just need to target the right guy. Scroll of protection, we might as well use that now. Well, I don't know if I ever pointed it out, but I'm sure you guys noticed. At some point with our tailoring, I did make us 2 more linen bags. Maybe I already mentioned that. That was a long time ago. I don't know why it occurred to me now. Probably because I got worried about inventory space. Of which we presently have plenty of. At least they drop linen, even though they're not dropping the red linen that we need for the quest. At least they're dropping linen to power our tailoring. So I appreciate that. Wow, another scroll of protection. I think that's like back-to-back drops for those. Very odd. Ouch, nice snap kick. Now, I wonder if I pull this guy, if he pulls the people inside the building with him. Hope not.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Okay, it's fine. If we press the right button, it'll all be fine. inside here is an enemy called the Collector that we need for a different quest. And it actually might be a quest we get all the way out west at the garrison out here. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. All that means is that we'll be coming out here again. Four out of 6, so we need 2 more. And as you can see, the respawn rate is cranking up a little bit. We've already fought this guy. And this Gale.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I wish they would drop some mana potions and less healing potions. Maybe some kind of balance of the two. Though I guess only magicians, magic users would carry mana potions. So maybe it wouldn't make sense for a bandit to have a random mana potion on them. There are some inside the barn, but I think it's a little cluttered in there. I'd rather not poke our heads in there unless it's absolutely necessary and we run out of enemies to fight out here. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's poke our head in. Oh, there's not a bunch in here. There's only the one. Okay. For some reason, I assumed there would be at least 2, perhaps even 3. But that was not the case. And she had an item we needed, so even better. Whoops. Alright, let's get out from behind the tree. That's gonna be our best bet. Alright, we can head back over to the logging camp. We will... Well, let's stop at Guard Thomas, and we'll turn in Protect the Frontier. Then we'll go to the logging camp, and we'll search the buildings there to make sure there aren't any other quests, but I don't think that there are besides finding the wood that we still need to the north.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
More healing potions. Perfect. Well, if we're ever out of mana and we need a heal, we'll definitely be squared away in that regard.
King's honor, friend.
We are gonna take, well, let's, oh, we're getting bold. We don't have to choose. We'll just put the shirt on. It's just gonna go on underneath our robes. So right now, no difference. If we ever equip some kind of weird vest, this will help us look not as stupid. So we'll keep the red shirt on for the time being. Ooh, you're a tailor.
What can I do for you?
Ooh, okay, well. You can teach us a few new things, apparently. Okay, yeah. And this... We need a fine thread. We can make the...
See you later.
We can make the bolts of cloth. We just need some fine thread. If we get some fine thread, we'll be in good shape. Get some of this intellect and spirit and stamina on our gear. But I don't know if either of these people are a vendor. So this might actually have to wait. No, she doesn't sell anything, so... And neither does he. So next time we're at a trade goods vendor, we'll get some fine thread, we'll make some new gear. And we might get to show off that red shirt a little bit. Very exciting. I'm actually very happy about that. I'm not sure if any tailoring trainer would have had those same recipes or if those were specific to him. That I don't know. The wood is respawned, but so have the prowlers. Let's take care of some of them. I think I see some way over there. Yep. That's the good thing, is no matter how far away it is, if you hover your mouse over it at all, it will make the gear icon, so you can kind of scout ahead a little bit with your mouse if you know where to look. Or if you're not sure that the little object you see is actually an item you can pick up. Because a lot of these items in Classic, they blend right in. If we were doing this quest in retail, this would be sparkling very proudly, and you'd probably see it from quite a ways off, but in Classic, it doesn't even have a sheen to it. It just is a flat object like every other object that's part of the environment. I think they started making these more noticeable in the Burning Crusade expansion. I think is when they added a little bit of a glowing effect to items you could pick up off the ground. I could be wrong about that. Alright, let's turn this in. I would have been smart and set my hearth to Goldshire in, but I didn't. And so we will have to run back there to turn in the Jasper Lode Mine report. But besides that, I think that besides coming back to the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch for the collector later on, we should be done in this general area.
Greetings. Be careful.
No one else available?
Alright, and she has no other quests for us. Alright, so I'm gonna run us back to Goldshire. A couple of things we'll do. We'll visit a trade goods vendor. We will make some new gear for ourselves. And we'll turn in Jasper Lode Mine. Okay, let's get this turned in. That should bring us to level 13. Actually, we have 2 quests to turn in. Kobolds at Jasper Lode Mine, you say? Curses. Situation is worsening by the minute. Thank you for the report, but I wish the news you brought was good news. Well, it's not. And in fact, we have more bad news. This news is troubling. Already our defenses are stretched thin, and losing Rolf and Malachi to those Murlocs puts us in an even worse position. If things don't improve, there will be fighting in Goldshire by week's end. God, I wish the world were that dynamic, that things would actually, you know, change in it and not be permanently static. Cloth and leather armor. For your shrewdness and valor, I have a marker here that is good for 1 piece of armor. I want you to take it to Sarah Timberlane at the Eastvale logging camp. Give her the marker and she will fashion the armor for you, and after you receive it, use it in the defense of Elwyn. I'm glad this robe sucks, but we will want to go back there. I'll run back there at some point and just turn it in for the experience. Probably when we go do the collector, that will be a good time to shoot up there and turn that in. Alright, well thanks Marshal Dugan. What else do you have for us? Westbrook Garrison needs help. The garrison on our western border sends word of increasing Gnoll and thief activity. They're requesting we send more Stormwind soldiers, but we just don't have any more to spare. If you could help, we could use it. Go and speak with Deputy Rayner at the Westbrook Garrison and see what needs done. See what he needs done, even. The garrison is down the road to the west, after you cross the bridge.
Or
Yeah,
the
we'll find it. It's a small map. Let's grab trade goods from our buddy over here. And we'll see about fashioning that gear for ourselves.
I buy and trade.
Oh no. He has coarse thread, but he has no fine thread. Do we specifically need tailoring supplies? We're gonna buy this, I think. Do we need tailoring supplies specifically for that? Because this general trade goods guy doesn't have what we need. That's what that looks like. That's 2 spirit. Obviously the barbaric linen vest is going to be better, because we get stamina and spirit out of it. However, we have the problem of not having any fine thread. I wonder...
What can I do for you?
Yeah, so the Eastvale logging camp, we didn't have the vendor there either. Maybe we just need to head to Stormwind for that. That's probably what we need to do. Alright, well, we'll hold off on that. I will get that crafted right away. You know what I am going to do? Just in case we need to shoot back here, is I will set our hearthstone. It could make something more convenient at some point.
What can I do for you? Safe travels.
Alright, there we go. And there wouldn't be anybody in here that had any trade goods.
How are you?
No, he just sells a bunch of generic gear.
Have a good one.
I remember the first time I played WoW back in vanilla, I would try to buy those new sets of armor at every town that I went to. And that was how I blew... Oh, which way are we going? That was how I blew a lot of my coin early on when I had no idea what I was doing. I just was used to JRPGs where you'd go to the next town, you would go to whatever the armor and weapon merchant was, and you would buy the best things you could afford. And you'd put them on your character. And so I did that for a long time, until my friend at the time finally corrected me that that was kind of a waste of copper, basically. But I thought it was cool because then you get these kind of matching sets that actually don't make you look like a clown. And that was good for a while. We are going to head out to the west here and visit the garrison and Deputy Rayner. Not to be confused with StarCraft's Deputy Rayner, because it's hard to come up with unique names. There we go. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's go ahead and we'll put our second to last point in Spirit Tap. We are now up to an 80% chance to gain the Spirit Tap bonus after defeating an enemy. I think it's great. I think getting that passive spirit and that regen on our mana pool after every kill, I think that's amazing. As far as what we're going to do next, I don't really care about increasing the duration right now. Things don't really live that much longer than the duration. Shadow Affinity, we don't care about threat. We're not going to be DPSing in dungeons right now. Reduce the target's chance to resist. Yeah, sure, that's great. Resist sucks, but do I want to spend 5 points in that? But to get down to reducing the cooldown of our Mind Blast that I do want, I have to spend points in this tree, or we grab Blackout. That's more of a PvP talent, isn't it? Hello, Priest. I hope you've come to bolster our ranks. Beasts and thieves are spilling into our beloved Elwyn, and we barely have enough men to keep the roads safe. And if you haven't done so, read that notice about Hogger. He's a beast in yonder woods that must be dealt with. Marshal Dugan sent you, huh? Well, you're not from the army. Not if Dugan... But if Dugan sent you, then that's good enough for me. Our situation is, to say the least, a stressed one. I hope you can give us a hand.
Go with honor, friend.
Riverpaw Gnoll bounty. Gnolls, brutish creatures with no decent business in these lands, have been seen along the borders of Elwyn Forest. A large pack of them, many more than we could handle alone, have infested the woods south of the guard tower yonder. Another group has infested the areas near Stonecarn Lake to the east. The Stormwind army will commend whoever helps kill them. Bring me their painted Gnoll armbands as proof of your deed. 8 painted Gnoll armbands.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
I'll drink some more coffee now so I can speak. And then Hogger, a huge Gnoll. That's basically all we need to know about Hogger, right? I mean, do we need to know more about Hogger? More still? This is not our first encounter with Hogger. At least at this point we weren't asked to kill yet another type of wolf. That's a nice change. I think we've gone way off path here. I'm kind of regretting not going to Stormwind right away and making that gear for us. The longer it takes me to find a Gnoll, the more I'm regretting that decision. Okay, here we go. Looks like some folks are already clearing through. We could group up. I mean, I'm at least gonna toss them a heal. But for drop quests, you know, when you're looking for an item off of an enemy, sometimes grouping up just makes it take longer. Because you have to share the loot drops. It's kind of better to just not be in a party, but kind of have each other's back almost. If you're fighting around others, it's less likely that you're going to get jumped from behind and just taken out. He's going for one. Yeah, see. Gotta be careful what we're targeting, I guess. Maybe we'll pull this guy by accident. Nope. Okay.
I can't cast it yet.
Not a bad drop rate. I wonder if being a higher level than the enemies increases the chance for the item you need to drop. I would be interested to know if that's the case or not. Well, we just took 2 of them on a minute ago. Let's pump some more direct damage into one first.
That spell isn't ready yet.
See, I love Inner Fire because once Power Word Shield runs out, we still have Inner Fire doing work for us. And it just lets us take those hits to the face as if we're wearing chain. Ooh, what was that? Looks like an item that starts a quest. Gold pickup schedule. Ah, here it is. So the collector doesn't really come from the garrison, it's a random drop. This note is a schedule with a list of days and times when a person, described only as the collector, will receive a shipment of gold from the mines in Elwyn Forest. From the schedule, it looks as if the collector resides near Brackwell Pumpkin Patch in eastern Elwyn. This sounds important. You should report it to Marshal Dugan in Goldshire. That we will. Let's use that scroll of protection we picked up a while ago. See if we can get lucky enough to knock out the last 4 armbands pretty quickly. I'm not going to tackle a group of 3. We might do it, but it's kind of just tempting fate. And we haven't died a lot on this character yet, so I kind of want to keep that streak going. I had to talk about how good the drop rate was. Never compliment the drop rate. Well, that's Hogger, this guy. Where's this guy? Where is this guy at? Hey, guy, come here. Here we go.
I'm out of range.
Now I just need him to stop leading him away. And then come back and help me, hopefully. And we can definitely do this. Do this no problem at all. Oh, he beat us to it. Alright, that was perfect. I guess we could have manned up though. We've been doing so good with our mana efficiency and getting Spirit Tap and just regenning so quick that, I mean, we haven't really had to drink very much between pulls. I'm loving that. I know it's still early levels and, you know, maybe it'll get worse, but it's such a big difference from the Mage and the Warlock where you literally sometimes feel like you're drinking between every encounter. And it just gets, like, it gets a little tedious, even for Classic sometimes. And, you know, it's probably just different ways to play and spec the character that I could really look into and maybe have an easier time with my mana pool. On the Priest, it's just so intuitive, you know, the first tier talent, you read it and you're like, oh, that talent is meant to keep my mana going, and it was just like an obvious no-brainer to me. That would be something that would be really important to enjoying questing on the Priest. Looks like we got some help here. Well, I would give him a buff, but we don't... There we go. Oh, he has something more powerful. In that case, I'll just lend him a hand, since he did help us. And we'll drink a little bit. Since I don't see any enemies right around us. 2 more armbands. I would love to take this camp out. I just don't think it's going to happen unless this Warlock is interested in kind of passively helping out here. We will grab one of these for sure. And then once we finish ours, I can help him if he's in trouble. We're on the aggro chain anyway, so we are definitely going to be helping out.
I can't
But we're about to have our own problems in the form of this guy. Well, that worked out really well. And now we only need one more armband. We can go ahead and grab this guy right here.
My men
I don't want the guy that just respawned in front of us, though. That's better. Basically a massacre in these parts. Nice to see so many players around and active. It's gonna push up the respawn rate really high, but hasn't been a problem yet. Standing right next to camps probably isn't a great idea though, because if they do respawn, there might be more than one. It's not at 100% yet, but I feel like Spirit Tap is basically proccing every time. I guess 80% is a pretty good chance. Alright, look at that. See, I like to see a quest log full of green quests. That means we're doing well with our cadence. Jumping between Dun Moreau has been helping a lot. And so has just grinding for linen, you know, grinding about a level and a half on Gnolls to get linen for tailoring. That also helped out quite a bit. Alright, we need one more armband. Who has it for us? There we go. Respawns. More health potions. I could sell them on the auction house. I don't think they sell for anything really. I could vendor them, but eventually we're gonna have not used them. We haven't really made a good habit of using them. I wonder if I just vendor them for trainer money. Could be the move we make. There we go. I'm pretty sure I've been to the top of this tower and there's not a quest here, but I always kind of think to myself, could there be a quest up there? But I don't think so.
King's honor, friend.
We have been busy. We'll take the legs.
Be careful.
It's a little bit of an upgrade. And then it would be back to Goldshire to turn in Goldtooth, right? Oh, and then Princess must die. And the collector's schedule. Okay, it looks like, let's go ahead and hearth back. We have 2 things to kind of turn in there. One of them is going to lead into a quest for the collector.
Light be with you.
I have heard of this collector, but I don't know whom he's working for. Thank you for the schedule. It will help us solve this mystery. Manhunt. If the collector is taking gold from our mines and he's stealing from the kingdom, bring the collector to justice and bring me the ring mentioned in the pickup schedule you gave me. It may tell us whom the collector is working for. That pickup schedule says the collector is hiding out at the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch. You should search for him there. Marshal Dugan's favorite word is whom.
For the Alliance. Greetings.
He'll use it even when it's not appropriate. Yes, Hogger has been a real pain for me and my men. You have something to report about the beast? Ha! Well done. I was starting to think no one would take down that monster. Alright, well we can't use any of this stuff, so yeah, thanks for nothing. The staff will maybe sell for the most.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright, well that's gonna do it for now, I think. Let's take the opportunity to get some rested experience. We are gonna take a break. Thank you guys for being here with me. And as always, thank you for the support. I hope you take care of yourselves out there, and I hope you can take care of each other as well. And we'll see you again soon. Bye now.